Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Scales of the Soul. If you're new here, welcome in. And for all of my beautiful creators that keep returning, I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for showing up. Today we're going to get into a little looky-loo into what 2025 has in store for you. So, what energies are you drawing in? What cycles are you closing out? What is happening with the energies that surround you? Where are you kind of headed? What directions are we looking at? As with any reading, take what resonates, leave behind what does not. If you guys would like to book a personal reading with me, my link is down below in the description box. And if you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe. Really helps grow my channel, and I just really appreciate your support. So, I will say, I did get one message really strongly coming through before we get into the actual pick of cards, but a lot of you are going through sort of an initiation type of energy, an ascension energy, like a DNA upgrade. There is a lot of things that have forced you sort of to grow, that have very transformative energies. I'm feeling like there's been a lot of discomfort in the past year, a lot of growing pains, if you will, kind of forcing you into this heightened ascension. So, that being said, I'm excited to see what these energies are for you guys. And I can't wait to see what the cards have in store for you. So, if you want to take a moment, take a deep breath, tune into these cards. And if you want to choose this way, I will pull some astrology cards as well to pick from. But this is pile number 1, 2, and 3. So, if you want to take a moment and just tune into those energies, do that now. Or we have pile number 1 with the Jupiter card. Pile number 1. We have pile number 2 with the lunar eclipse card and change. And we have pile number 3 with Pluto and transformation. So go ahead and tune into each pile. If one of those cards jumps out at you, I will have timestamps down below in the description box if you want to go ahead and skip ahead to your reading. Let's get into it. I'm looking forward to this, guys. Pile number 1. If you pick pile number 1 or this Jupiter card, this is your reading. So, obviously, right off the bat, we have Jupiter, and Jupiter is the largest planet, if you're not aware. It is the greatest mass, a lot of abundance, a lot of energies to be called forward, prosperity. I feel like you are on the brink of, you've had a really tough year and you're like, when am I going to get my break? This is sort of the door opener into what's to come for you. Jupiter is also known as, it's correlated to Sagittarius. He's the ruling planet for Sagittarius. And that is, a hybrid centaur. It's half human, half beast. So it's kind of that energy of taming your beasts and becoming a little bit more gentle with yourself and your human aspects. The Greeks actually used to refer to Jupiter as, what was it? Pantheon? Hold on. Phaethion, which meant the brightest star. And that's kind of where you're at right now. You are the brightest star in your story. You have the potential to write the script of your life in whatever format you want to. This is a very electric energy in this card. So take that into account. Where you're expelling your energy will continue to grow and also light the way. So there is sort of a bit of a shadowy side to Jupiter sometimes, where we can get a little lax, a little too comfortable in the same routine and monotony. And this is really a card to urge you to keep the eye on the prize, stay focused. I think maybe quite a few of you have started certain projects and you're kind of losing steam on them because you're not really seeing the benefit, but stick with it because 2025 is going to be a very abundant year for you. It's easy to, get frustrated because you can't see the end result quite yet, but the more that you stick with it and the more energy you keep putting into it. They're showing me, that's really interesting, a horse and carriage of all things. But, being that workhorse, driving forward, having the ability to have the strength and courage to continue to forge forward, knowing that you're going to eventually get to the destination and what you desire. So, Jupiter, let's start with you. Okay, what else do we have in this? I pre-shuffled, just pulled a few cards just to get things out and not waste so much time. So next we have some alchemy cards. So how can you alchemize this energy into the new year? What do we have for you guys? Oh, we got rotation. Yeah, see, ending of old cycles. The peacock's tail and sugar. Yeah, there's about to be a lot of sweetness in your life. You're definitely gonna reap the benefits of all the hard work that you've put in. This is really cool too because these two cards kind of mirror each other. We have rotation, which rotation is all about like the cycles. It's all about creating new webs of connections, new webs of thoughts, new webs of ideas, and moving them forward in a roll like a wheel, moving them forward in a faster pace, closing those old cycles, but not allowing them to just halt, allowing them to continue to be in that forward inertia, that forward motion. But these two cards are pretty cool because this last year, I think, was a lot about your inner world and figuring out how to express your color in this outer paradigm, like how to share that with people. So maybe for quite a few of you, you might have been in the groundworks, and the frameworks of creating this radical rainbow, this colorful expression outward. Your work was not in vain. It is about to have a massive return to you. For some of you, I'm seeing like you may go viral with something that you're doing. It may be something online, or you're going to connect to a whole web of people, and everything that you've been doing, all this inner work, is about to just like outshine everything and reach all of like the audience and what you desire to reach to. Peacock's tail is a very colorful card. When you think about the actual tail of the peacock, the top part of the tail almost looks like an eyeball, so it's like tuning into that higher vision. Also, another interesting thing that when I was pulling decks for these readings, I was really drawn to all of like my blue, purpley type of like ultraviolet decks, which is really interesting. I mean, if I could show you all the boxes right now, they're all within like the higher chakra colors. So, like crown, throat, and then your third eye. So it's all about that ascension. It's about seeing beyond this physical reality, seeing beyond the things that may have kept you sort of bound or stagnant. It was actually a blessing in disguise. The things that kept you kind of stationary a little bit and introspecting allowed you the birthplace to create this new field of direction, to create this new vision, to create this new connection to community. Very transformative energy, and that transformative energy of introspection is about to bring you blossoms, about to bring you harvest. Some of you may even spend a lot of time in nature, maybe even like starting a travel blog or something like that, or exploration, maybe something that you're meant to do or something that you've toyed around with thinking about doing. Sharing the wisdom of nature, even connecting to higher spiritual practices as well, maybe for some of you. This feels very kind of more of like a creative type energy that I'm really gathering for most of you. Creative, spiritual, kind of just like this nebulous energy. Like you now have the ability to kind of mold and like mold. They're showing me like molding of, but it's very nebulous. Like there's a form, but it's movable. It's not just like the stationary form of what it is that you want to achieve. Like your spectrum of possibility is very vast. This is going to be a really, really surprising year for you, I think. And I feel like, yeah, I feel like a lot of you really have been feeling like you're in this stuck sort of energy. Interesting too. I just realized that we have the Sagittarius symbol right here next to Jupiter on your left hand side, which well, my left hand side anyway, and it's pointing towards me, so I'm going to take it that way. But your left hand side is all about receptivity. So what you have put in energetically, you are now going to begin to receive and see that return. And then, yeah, we have sugar. We got sugar. That's bringing in all the sweet nectar of everything that you've really just like had your eye on, the things that that bring a sparkle to your mind, to your being, to your energy. It's going to be a very sweet outcome. It's going to be a very tasty, um, digestible, beautiful type of energy that you are calling forward. Let's get a couple more cards that we got. We have the Uncharted Sea and Endless Possibilities. Yeah, this goes to that. I love when cards do this, but we have the Uncharted Sea. So it's like the vastness of opportunity, that nebulous energy that I was talking about. Like it may be an uncharted territory, but you're realizing like how special that kind of is because the possibilities are endless. There is endless potential to succeed at whatever it is that you choose to do. However, you just really have to focus in on that energy that you really desire to be a part of, that you really desire to call in and to work with. And I think maybe for quite a few of you, they're telling me, you've been in all of these jobs of the past just making do, but none of them have been like a passion project. None of them have been something that really truly gives you that sugar high, like that really truly fulfills you. And yes, I know sugar's not great for you, but it does taste delicious. And that's what I'm saying. It's like you're finally like, no, like I realize that I can break free from these societal structures or this certain type of belief system that I had to do this job that I actually really dislike in order to maintain. But when you break free from that, and yes, you may have that moment of like, it's a little scary, but the benefit of you actually working towards something that you're passionate about is what's contagious and will return to you because people will feel that authenticity, that contagion type energy of like, this brings you so much joy. And it's that law of attraction. When you're actually doing the things that fulfill you and make your heart sing, people see that and they flock to that type of energy. They're drawn to that type of energy. So take a chance this year. Bet on yourself, I'm hearing. Bet on yourself. Because it's going to be a beautiful outcome for you. Okay, and then we have this Lumeria card. And this is just the back of it, but yeah, it's the lotus, right? So lotuses bloom in dark, muddy, murky water. And then there's this beautiful flower that comes about from them, this beautiful emergence. And I feel like this 2024 was the murky water below, the muddy water, the darkness, the challenge, the shadow. And you're stepping into this radiant energy of full self-expression in 2025. This is a really exciting energy for you. So let's see what we have. The crown chakra, the unlimited self. What did I say? I love this. Crown chakra is your link to the multidimensionality of your being, the seat of your soul. It gracefully connects you to the heavens. The infinity symbol of limitlessness appears within the unfolding petals and points to your most potent potential. Here you can delight in the divine strands of light that dance with us when we are aligned with spirit, purpose, and truth. Exactly. Be present and flow without rigid outcomes. Be that nebulous energy, y'all. Come on now. Find more spaces in your life. Find your own way to meditate. Explore the state of flow and be receptive to the intuitive messages you may receive. Yeah, so like I was saying, I think definitely some of you are going to follow more of a spiritual path. And that doesn't mean like woo-woo spirituality. I just mean like you are more aligned to your own intuition, your own center, your own meditative state. that you're beginning to trust yourself in a different degree than maybe you ever had before. Uh, Again, this is going to be a very auspicious, abundant time for you this next year. You have closed out the old cycles. You learned a lot in 2024, I will say. We're going to get some tarot on this and see what other energies come through for you guys. But this is exciting. This is a very fruitful, beautiful energy that you guys are calling in for 2025. I'm excited for you. So let's get some tarot. And, if you guys haven't already and you feel inclined, please hit that like button and subscribe. Really helps grow my channel. And, I want to just continue. I'm in this phase right now where I just want to keep continuing and doing this work because this is what truly makes me happy. I've been in a career for 17 years and it's been great, don't get me wrong. It's fulfilled a lot of my dreams, but this type of work, and I'm also a hypnotherapist and shamanic practitioner, and that's really where my heart is. And I've been fighting it for so long and doubting, like, oh, I can do this, which I don't have any doubts in my capabilities. It's just finding the right audience for it. And so, I'm doing it. And as and as I'm shuffling, the Page of Swords comes out. Page of Swords is all about new ideas, new beginnings, starting fresh. Swords are all about the mind. So it's about having that very, like that first seed that you plant. First seed that you plant. And now it's time to, and I feel like a lot of you've already planted that seed and you're working on it. And now it's the time to continue to water it and nourish it and give it the sunlight that it needs and give nutrients to that soil. But those things take time to grow. So continuing to just stick with it, allow it to grow, give it the same energy that you give, on the day to day to other things that you're not as passionate about. Books are really standing out as well. Books are really standing out as well. Reading about what it is that you want to do, gaining even more knowledge and more insight into the field that it is that you want to plant the seed into. We have Page of Wands. Yeah, see? Fresh starts, new beginnings. We got all these pages. Pages coming forward. And it's a very not novice, but it's like a beginner energy. It's like it's starting new, it's starting fresh. It's like having a new, refreshed sense of opportunity, of growth. This one's also interesting too because she hasn't started it yet, but she's out in the middle of the forest, the dark forest, gathering all the kindling to start a fire. So see what I'm saying? Like it's all the beginning steps of actually creating what it is that you want to create. Give me another one here, Spirit. Watch, we're gonna get another page. Let's see. What else we got, Spirit? Yeah, the beginning phases. But you have to do the work. Like you have to go and forage. You have to go and gather all of the information. You have to invest in it. You have to go and collect all the things in order to build something. We got the Knight of Wands. A lot of fiery energy here. This is good. Knight of Wands. What an interesting little card. This is a new deck. I haven't used it yet. So, but there's this little like sprite, this little spirit that he's holding in his hand. It's really interesting too because what is this figure in the back here? But this like spirit is connected also to somebody walking away, but the light is here. So I don't know. I'm feeling a lot from this card. Typically knights are messengers. They're kind of like the forging forward of ideas, which they are, absolutely. But the interesting thing about this is it's kind of like leaving the past in the past, walking away from that connection and seeing this interesting little energy that you have in the palm of your hands and having this sort of curiosity about what's going to happen, what's going to grow from it, where am I going to go from here? Love that. Very cool. We're going to get one final, let's see, we're going to get one final zodiac card. I'm just feeling called to that. So one final zodiac card for pile number one. I'm excited for you guys. This is going to be a killer year for you in a great way. And save this video. Come back to it in a few months and see how far you've come. Comment down below. Let me know, like, do you guys have new ideas of what you want to do, where you want to go? I mean, I like not feeling alone on this. We got Leo. We got Leo. That's, you know, it's a representation of strength. Strength card. And it's interesting too, because actually this Leo and Jupiter card really mirror one another. We also have number 5 on here, which is the number of change. But look how similar these energies feel. Got all that red energy, which is root chakra energy. So getting really grounded. Wow, these are so mirrored. Pretty cool. But yeah, grounding all that fiery, passionate energy and using it towards, aiming it towards, I'm hearing, the pawns you wish to move. This almost looks like a chess piece. But aiming it towards the pawns you wish to move. Having strategy in your directive and where you want to go from here. Leo season may also be very prominent, maybe at that time of change that you need to take that leap of faith. Yeah. What else do I have? Anything? Yeah, it's, you know, August. I think that's it. I think that's all I have for you guys, pile number one. I'm excited for you. There's also a mirroring here too with the sun. Yeah, a lot of you guys are you're in this new beginning, this new energy happening. It's going to be a great year for you. Hope you guys enjoyed your reading. Good luck in 2025. Can't wait to hear all about it. And you know what? Hopefully I'm meeting you in the same way. And I really just continue to stick with the seeds that I've sown as well. All right, guys, I will see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye. I pile 2, if you pick pile 2 or the lunar eclipse and change. This is your reading. Well, I mean, I think that that's fairly self-explanatory. There is a lot of change coming your way. I'm feeling, though, that this may be very uncomfortable change. Maybe a very abrupt change in your life. And it's not a bad thing. But it is something that is necessary and needs to happen. And that's leaving behind old thought processes, things that have kept you stuck in certain patterns of thinking, ways of life, letting go of old jobs, relationships, habits, any of those things. This is a year of change for you. And when we think about lunar eclipse, the lunar eclipse, it used to be feared in ancient times as they thought the great serpent was taking like bites out of the sun, kind of was the mythology behind it. But what that meant, though, ultimately was the serpent of transformation was coming to shine light through the darkness, knowing that, yes, even though something may be obscured by an object, that there's still light behind it. It just depends on your perspective and how you're choosing to look at it. So that being said, there's a lot of light to be seen through these shadowy aspects. You may have been going through a lot of dark times in this past year, a lot of shadow work, a lot of reevaluating, you know, and that really kind of comes forward as well. Like, think of this energy as a revolutionary phase, as forward motion rather than something that is keeping you stuck. This is now a time to grow through the discomfort. 2025 is going to bring about that type of energy for you, where, like I said, there's going to be some pretty radical shifts in your reality, pretty wild changes, but they're all going to be worth it. However that manifests for you is going to be different for each of you individually, but radical shifts are about to take place, and these changes are happening for your highest good. They're putting you in a state of discomfort in order to flourish, in order to be more aligned with what it is that you truly are here to do in this lifetime. So let's see. So I picked alchemy cards, pre-shuffled just to save some time, but we got some alchemy cards and then some other just insight cards on each of these. You guys were actually, this pile, if you watched the beginning, was kind of the one that really stood out to me about this DNA upload, and we'll get into this card a little bit later. But this is like the initiation type of phase for you. You are going through a bit of an initiation through the challenges, floating through the currents, being hybridized between, emotional body and physical body, and learning how to integrate those into your reality for the most heightened outcome. But anyways, let's get into it. So what do we have for the alchemy cards that you guys got? Interesting. Mortification, vinegar, and the red and white rose. Okay. Don't get scared. I know these seem like challenging energies a little bit, the mortification and vinegar. But really what it is mortification is all about decay. It's all about allowing things to break down, to then, like, think about compost, right? So it's old food basically, but then you use that as a way to nourish soil, to promote regrowth, right? To promote regeneration. That's what the mortification card is for you guys. There has been a lot of challenges. I'm just gonna say it straight up, and I'm sorry. I'm sending you a big hug right now because I can feel it. I can feel that you guys have been kind of in a place of defeat for a while. It's a challenging place to be. It's very uncomfortable when we are forced to do the shadow work, when we are forced to look at our situation and take into account our responsibility in it. It's some things are definitely out of our control, but within everything, there's a lesson. There's a lesson to be learned. One thing that's really popping forward that they're telling me is that, it's good to look at your past, but don't stare into it. And however that resonates for you, I'll let you take that and digest it on your own. But, if we constantly are digging into old wounds, how do you expect for them to heal? At some point, you have to allow that regeneration to happen, allow that skin to heal over. And yeah, there may be a scar there, but it's regenerated and it's healed. And it's no longer that deep-seated pain. That was very specific to some of you. Because then we also have vinegar. Now, vinegar, powerful substance. Everybody knows the smell of vinegar. It's very pungent. It's very sour. It's very, it's a very loud flavor as well. It's very forthright. And maybe for some of you, like, that's what you kind of need to do with your voice. Like, you need to be very forthright and claim exactly what it is. This is interesting as well. The symbol of it, it's like this crossroad energy. It's this crossroad energy of making a decision towards what path you truly want to take. And, you have two completely, maybe even multiple different pathways leading you in different directions. But it's being sure and confident in your choices, knowing that it may be very uncomfortable and it may be something very different and abrupt and change in your life. But vinegar also has the power to heal, to clean, to, have clarity of vision. It's a very powerful substance. Add flavor, bring out flavor in your life. So that being said, trust the process of the crossroads, trust the process of being in the uncomfortable spaces, because on the other side of that, we have the red and white rose. And this is a beautiful energy to have, to alchemize into your world. It is kind of that separation of, it's a union, but it's also an individuality of purity and kind of life force energy. That sort of, they're showing me an image of like a sacred bleeding heart almost. But it's that life force energy intertwining with the purity of what it is that you do actually seek. knowing how resilient you are and what it took you to get to the place that you're at now. And being genuine in your expression of where it is that you want to go, and making hard choices. Making hard choices to be in the destiny that you are, that's been written in the stars, they're telling me. And it may be hard, this may be like maybe a breakup for some of you, that you've been with somebody for a long time. This may be a complete career shift. This may be a move like across the world, to a completely different country. It may not make sense to you right now in these moments, but these things have to happen in order for your divine birthright to be aligned, in order for this is almost giving me like the caduceus symbol, the medical symbol, with the two snakes wrapped around each other. But it's that sort of intertwining of healing that needed to happen in order. The discomfort just needed to happen. I'm just going to say that. And 2025 is going to start bringing you the clarity on why, if these radical shifts have just begun for you in 2024, 2025 is going to be a fresh start, a new pair of eyes, a new energy that you're drawing in. For some of you, this big change may just happen in 2025. So, don't dwell on it. Just know that when it does happen, that it is meant to. And it is quite literally a blessing in disguise. And these things will show you the deepest truths about yourself and show you the biggest growth that maybe you've ever walked through. So take a deep breath, stay grounded in your energy. Know that at the end of every dark, long day, there will be sunlight. The sun will rise again eventually. So have faith and patience and give yourself some grace through these times. Growing pains are hard. They're hard. Let's see what we got here. Shining through, smoke and mirrors, the land between, and shining through. I love this. This is excellent energy. So this is the journey. This is kind of where you're at. Like you're no longer, you're clearing that smoke and mirrors. You're using that vinegar to quite literally clean this mirror and see the actual truth of what it is that needs to change in your life. This is the past energy for you. This sort of swirling, this just going around in circles energy. I'm feeling like definitely for some of you, this is a relationship where it's just you've been fed bullshit. I hate to say it like that, but you have. And the clarity is coming. The clarity is coming. And for some of you, you may be in this land between. And it's interesting that it's right over this vinegar card, which I was talking about, the crossroads, right? Like and they mirror one another. Look at this, the greens and the colors, right? So you're in this like between worlds, between two decisions, between stepping onto this new land and this new growth and this new adventure and new life, or staying over here where it's a little bit more crumbly, where the pieces are kind of starting to fall apart. Choice is yours. Green is all about the heart chakra, which is in your center. So following your heart, following what brings you happiness, no longer being clouded by disillusion. In this, again, we have this circular pattern here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but again, in the smoke and mirrors, like these mirror each other as well. A lot of mirroring energy for you. Do you see that? And it's funny because this one's like bound this way, and then it kind of goes into this one binding this way. So it's like that freedom, like you're unfurling those energies. Cool. Dig this for you. Let's go, pile 2. And then we have shining through. Now you see, after all that challenge, this is where you truly shine, is on the other side of this discomfort, of this radical shift that's about to happen in your life. It's this blossoming energy that's about to take place for you. This change, this blooming, you're no longer in this bound bud of the beginning phases of it. It's like now it's time to finally bloom into your full potential, into your full capabilities of what it is that you really came here to do, and what in your heart of hearts you deserve. You deserve power, strength, love, beauty. I hope you know that, pile number 2. You deserve all of that. safety. You deserve all of it. Okay, so then let's get into this our DNA card here. These are the Lumeria cards, but like I was saying earlier, this is this DNA upgrade, this divine protection. I feel like you're gonna start through this radical change, you're gonna start learning how to connect even more deeply to your higher self. You're gonna start trusting the guidance that you receive. You're gonna start noticing the little idiosyncrasies and the patterns that start repeating a lot more clearly and trusting them. Our divine team, whether that be whatever that means for you, whether that's God, the universe, your angels, ancestors, however that looks for you, they're there to help us. They're there to support us energetically, to show us the path when we can't see it clearly. It's interesting too. These look like a bunch of little like tadpoles down here. This tadpole phase. Like you're no longer in that tadpole phase. You are in this full grown maturity. But you also have to claim yourself and call that energy in. So let's see. Evolution. There we go. Consider what evolution means to you. Is your evolution about growth, expansion, adaptation, success, or becoming a better version of yourself? What did I just say? Look for ways to flourish in the face of challenge. Yes, this is exactly what's happening. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, all of my beautiful tarot reading spirits that are with me here. I love you guys. Break a problem down to its elements. Be creative and consider how you can make it more fun and inspiring. Alternatively, ask how you can learn, grow, and become stronger through what is happening for you. For you. I like that wording. Things happen for you, not to you. And I know I'm probably going to get some conflict on that, but most of the time things happen for you ultimately to grow, to become a better version of yourself, to have stronger boundaries, to put yourself in better situations and with people, places, things, all of that. You may be pushed to a greater and deeper learnings, and it might be an uncomfortable process. There's that vinegar that's between lands, that eclipse energy. But the strength, growth, and wisdom that come from journeying through the eye of the storm. Didn't I say that too? Maybe not. Maybe that was in the other one. And embodying this knowledge is something no teacher can show you. So you have to go through it. You have to walk through it. This is going to be a really solid year of growth for you guys in ways that like you never really thought fathomable. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'm going to pull a couple more tarot for you guys, but this is a fantastic energy. Keep growing, keep illuminating your path in the ways that you want to see it. No longer focusing on the things that you don't want. I think innately as humans, we constantly contemplate and repeat the same stories over and over, dissecting them, breaking them down to how it could have gone differently. But then when you kind of zoom out from that perspective and really consider all of the steps after that have gotten you to the place that you are now, had to happen for your growth, for your insight, your wisdom, alchemizing the old pains into something new, to being a catalyst for your growth, to being a catalyst for propelling you forward to the life that you do truly desire. So let's get some tarot for pile number 2 here. Comment down below. Let me know how you guys are feeling about this. It's uncomfortable. I know. Trust me. Shadow work is not easy, but I feel like you guys are, for most of you, you've gone through this in 2024, and in 2025 you are stepping into this shining through energy. Some of you, this may be how your 2025 begins, but ultimately at the end of it, you have that crossroads energy. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart and where it's truly pulling you and what you do want. Call in the energies that you do want as if they already exist. All right, let's see. What do we got here for pile number 2? Got the Knight of Cups. I like that. Yeah, new emotional growth. Foraging forward in your emotional heart. What else do we have? We got the star. Yeah. Love this, especially right over that eclipse energy and this crossroads energy. Illuminating the path. Navigating by the stars, knowing that the constellations are ever in your favor. Ooh, what else we got? The star is Aquarius energy. Could happen during Aquarius season that this illumination happens, which is, you know, like February-ish. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling February for you guys, but okay. And then we have the King of Pentacles. Yes. That's fantastic. Great outcome. So, Knight of Cups, balancing, you know, the waves of emotion, taming them, having a lot more stability in your emotional body, a lot more clarity, being able to guide the sails in the direction that you want the winds to take you instead of fighting against the turbulent currents. Finding the smooth water in here. Finding the smooth water. And then we have the star. Yeah, pew, pew, pew. Yeah, reach for the stars, I'm hearing, you know? There's no goal that is too big or too out of reach. It just depends on how deeply you want it and how badly you're willing to work towards it. Nobody needs to stay stuck in anything. Be resilient. Be that trendsetter. Be the person that inspires others to break out of their shell and break out of the monotony and go towards the things that actually illuminate their path and their desires, their heart. And then we got the King of Pentacles, see? Because then at the end of this is a very fruitful energy, very abundant energy. For some of you, these changes had to happen so you could be in a much more sound monetary place, a much more valued place of self, a much more centered energy. This is a very calm energy. Like he's got a very quiet confidence. You know, there's like a silence to him, but there's an energy about this gentleman and this King of Pentacles that it's almost like he doesn't need to speak. His energy speaks for him because there is this confidence, because he's walked through the valleys to get to the peaks. And you know what? The peaks have great views, but the valleys are where the harvests and the fruit are grown. So, yeah, and he's also got, it's like he's got the whole world in his hands right here. I got the whole world. That's playing in my head right now. I don't know, it won't focus, but there's like little mountains in his hands, little birds flying over there. It's all about perspective. Perspective, and, you know, pentacles often represent value, and I love that the pentacle is right over his heart space. So, you know, having the perspective of what you do truly value, what makes your heart happy, what brings you fulfillment, what brings you this sense of calm, confidence, stillness sometimes even. All right, pile number 2. I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. Comment down below. Let me know how this resonated for you. Started off a little hard, but it was things that, you know, I think you needed to hear, and just know that you're not alone. Everybody goes through the cycles of life, and we all go through and walk through the challenges, and, you know, shadow work, I strongly believe, is the key to your destiny. And we go through cycles of it, and it is hard, it is trying, it is defeating. But I'll use this quote like I do all the time. Bukowski, one of my favorite quotes: what matters most is how well you walk through the fire. So, how well are you going to walk through that fire? Because on the other side is regeneration. All right, guys, that is your reading. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here and for your continued support. Feel free to check out some of my other readings if you feel inclined. And good luck to you in 2025. Can't wait to see all the blessings that it brings you. You deserve it. Love you guys. Bye. Hi, pile 3. If you pick pile number 3 or the Pluto card with transformation, this is your reading. So immediately I'm getting Pluto is an unpredictable type of energy. It is shifting and radical and transforming. It is birth, sex, death. It is intensity. It is a lot of things. Pluto can be a very shifty type of energy in the sense of how intense this energy can come in. It was considered a dwarf planet, but Pluto in astrology, depending on what transits it's falling under in your charts or in the current energies, completely gives a whole nuance to how those energies manifest within your reality. So there is definitely a hell of a lot of transformation coming up for you in 2025. Um, it's radical. There is expansion and transformation and expansion and contraction, and there's just a lot of movable energy coming your way. Unpredictable to say the least, I will say. Just when you thought that things were kind of maybe ironing out, a new cycle begins in a totally different trajectory than maybe you thought. So, cool energy. I actually love Pluto. Definitely some things to be conscious of. Being very aware of energies that you are allowing within your space. Be careful with how much you share with certain people, listening to your gut, your intuition. It's honestly a time, Pluto is a very, what is the word I'm looking for? It's a very, like I said in the beginning, a very like initiation type energy. Um, yeah. So it's like you're in this initiation phase, but it doesn't mean that you're weakened. It just means that you're almost even more aware, and unseen energies may be more attracted to your light and your growth. So being aware again of what energies you allow into your intimate space. Um, this may be a time of really exciting and different and new and wild and strange sexual encounters, I will say. This may be a time of just being careful if you're into the occult and mysticism and things like that, being careful with what it is that you are practicing and opening up to. Pluto card is a very strong card. It's not a card meant to fear, it's just a card of being more consciously aware of the fine attunements and just energies, being more sensitive to really listening to how your body reacts to certain energies. Also, if you're looking at buying a home or making a big purchase, um, really make sure your inspections are thorough. That's all I'll say. Just really make sure that you have maybe a second opinion on inspections or a second opinion on if you're buying a car or something like that. Just really look into it because Pluto can just throw a whole different nuance to things. I actually really love Pluto's energy because it's pretty like it's kind of cutthroat, which is kind of how I learn the best is when something is just really, I don't know, just transparent and gives me the brutal, honest truth to things. There may be some really radical truths revealed to you. Like I said, it's a great energy. Transformation is beautiful, but transformation often comes from a place of breaking down the old belief system or breaking down the old vision of what you thought something was. And it's this whole new, different surprise and took a turn in a way that maybe you didn't even see possible. Okay, so I did some pre-shuffle. We got some alchemy cards to see kind of how you alchemize this energy in 2025 and where you take it from here. So let's see what you got. Pile number 3. Oh, breath, spring, and Ouroboros. Cool. These are very transformative energies. Imagine that. Breath. I mean, when we think about breath, look how colorful these cards are too. Like this transformation is going to bring a completely different a completely different visualization of where you maybe thought your path was leading. Like I said, it's a very unpredictable type of energy, like to the degree of like you may have seen something in such like black and white, this is how it's going to be, and suddenly you're opened up to this whole spectrum of color in a completely different setting. We also have these snake scales in this breath card here. Again, transformation and the Ouroboros. Lots of transformation energy for you guys. Um, you may even become like a completely different person, maybe in your appearance, maybe in just your energy and how you perceive life and reality and your higher self. You may completely change careers from something very corporate to something very fluid and artistic. That's what I mean about these like radical shifts, very different energy. Um, it's exciting though. This is great energy for you. When we think about breath, there's no religious or spiritual practice that doesn't involve breath to some degree, whether that is meditation, breath work, prayer, singing hymns, things like that. So really, you know what? Taking a deep breath right now. So let's just do this. Humor me. Take a nice, deep, relaxing breath in. And on the exhale, really pushing out and letting go of anything that does not serve you and your highest good. And that instantly made me feel better. Like I felt like I was very like high strung with this energy, but remembering to take those deep breaths in the moments of uncertainty, in the moments where this like frenetic type of energy, because it feels like that a little bit, where it's like overwhelming, but then you take a breath and you're like, oh, okay, now everything's good and I can see clearly. So don't forget to take those pause moments, take those breaths, allow that to kind of clear your vision, clear your board of where you want to go, and allow you the space to actually see the vision and what you want and desire to come into focus. Then we have spring. Spring is right after winter. I think for a lot of you, you've come out of that dark time within yourself and you're in this incredibly transformative, colorful energy. Spring is about everything kind of beginning to come back to life. Winter is all about transformation, where everything goes, into its sort of decay and dormancy and into hibernation, all of those things. And now spring is where like the new regrowth and rebirth starts to happen, right? So things start to blossom, things start to grow, things start to change color and bring and have like life brought back into them. It's no longer now deep below the soil levels. It's now coming to the surface, shining in the full light of the sun, taking in that energy of the sun. And then we have the Ouroboros, the great serpent, the snake that eats its tail. It's a constant transformative energy, destruction and reconstruction, constantly eating its tail, but it's also this serpent energy enveloping and surrounding you in this safe space, in this continuum of growth and movement and, again, transformation. Imagine that. um, it's interesting too because this one's got all sorts of like jewels and gems and sparkly things within its spine. So, having a flexible spine a little bit through these transformations, not being too rigid, but also like knowing that because you've done the harder work this past year, I feel like you're now in this transformative stage to really, just enjoy the fruits of your labor, enjoy the sparkles of life, the finer things in life. This is a very like, I'm just getting a lot more of like a carefree type of energy, which I really enjoy. Um, it's just a lot lighter. Like this transformation energy is going to come in strong with the quickness and like rattle you a little bit, rattle your bones a little bit and like shake the foundation. It's very similar to like they're showing me the Tower card. It's very similar to that, but I feel like that's all happened. The shakeups kind of already happened for you, and now like all the rubble from that has been cleared, and you're just now pouring the concrete slab for the foundation. And what you build from here is totally up to you. Exciting, very exciting energies to move forward. All right, let's see what else we got. What else did pile number 2? The royal you and let it go. Yeah, or I'm sorry, pile number 3. I like this. Yeah, see? There's a lot of like jewels, crown jewels. I feel like some of you are really going to be stepping into some wealth, if I do say so. Some of you definitely, like it is going to be monetary gain, 1000%. Be careful though, I will say, with Pluto's energy surrounding this, just be careful of how you, where your money's going and how, like make sure that you have like a reliable CPA or somebody that is really reliable that is dealing and helping maintain with your finances. Specific message for some of you, not for all of you, but there definitely is some really profound wealth about to bless some of you for sure. For others of you, this is more of like a metaphorical symbolism of you're really beginning to see your wealth. You're really beginning to see what you do truly have to offer, and you're really wearing it like a crown, like you know your worth. You're no longer going to allow anything to cut you down to anything smaller than what you are, and you know that. And then we have let it go. For some of you, I'm going to be straight up. Some of you, there's a relationship that is ending with this Pluto energy. And this like thread, like the two of you finally have to like release this thread of connection. But through releasing that, there's all this new heart growth. There's something new, even better coming in for you. For some of you, it may be a really deep dive looking into the relationship that you're currently in. And there's going to be a bit of a shakeup, but where like you both need to like let go of binding each other to whatever occurrence or story or experience happened. And by letting that go and having that forgiveness and that space in your heart to move forward is actually going to deepen, really, really deepen this relationship for you. Yeah. Okay, and then we have, oh, this is a really interesting card to follow up with. So these are the Lumeria cards. And again, so many like caduceus or like caduceus type symbols. This is very much looking like that, the 2 dragons, but usually it's 2 serpents around the wand, which is the medical symbol. But and DNA strands, like very mimicked type of imagery in all of the cards that I've pulled for, I'm sorry, the Lumeria cards that I've pulled for each pile. There's definitely a pattern of the same type of energy of this intertwining and bringing down clarity of your intuition and connection to the higher realms. Excuse me. Some of you need to really speak clearly. My throat is getting I'm feeling like there's a blockage in it. I've also been talking a lot, but for some of you, actually, some of you just need to listen and not talk so much and just be more of the observer than the interesting person in the room. Again, dragons are transformation. We've got this ascension of vision here where it's like human eyesight and then it's coming, looks like a phoenix. That's pretty cool. So we've got like is it going to focus? So this is like a human eye. Let me turn it this way. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. But we've got, yeah, like a human eye here. And then we've got the phoenix rising. I don't know if you guys can actually, it's like not focusing all the way. And then we have like the unknown into like the astral realms, the connection up there. So it's like the human vision, surrendering it to something beyond yourself and knowing that you are backed by the cosmos and the planetary alignments. Anyways, let's see what this card says. We got fire, Solaris Sublime. We live in a dualistic world, bringing light and dark into balance, and being real with our humanness can allow us to reach more joy, authenticity, and depth. By accepting and loving all of ourselves as we are, we can extend more of this love and have greater compassion for others. This painting portrays a balanced dance of creation. The dragons come together, they dissolve into one with all that is. In this place of coalescence, both sides fuse in oneness, not just a re-emerging with the universe, but in an alchemical process of becoming empowered. The empowered, creator force we truly are. Yeah, and that's, I think largely this transformation is all about. Like, look how colorful all of these cards are for you. My last pile number 2, very different energy, very different coloration. But there's a lot of color to be had. Paint with wild abandon. Draw in what it is that you do desire into your life. It's about to get real fun for you. Pile number 3. You guys got an interesting, really radical year coming up. I like it. If you guys haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe. I'd really appreciate the support and growth on this channel. Just, I'm trying to do the same. Trying to really kind of start new and be in this transformative energy and finally do what I love, which is this. So I would really appreciate that. If you wouldn't mind. Oh shoot. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I'm pulling some tarot for you guys. We got the Lovers, 6 of Cups in reverse, and oh gosh, sorry Gidge. Hold on guys, my cat just tried to kamikaze mission onto my lap. Hold on. Oh geez, that one flew away. Uno momento. Here we go. And then the 6 of Swords. Okay. Gidget, you gotta lay down, baby. Well, please. Okay. Interesting. I like that we have 2 6s. Well, obviously we have the Lovers. Again, it's that intertwining energy. Really interesting imagery representation on this card. But it's that wisdom and that growth. For those of you that are single, there's about to definitely be somebody that really sees down deep into your roots of who you are and just wants to support and hold your growth and see you transform and rise up and see your worth and your stability and resilience, I'm hearing. For those of you that are in a relationship, this connection, like I was saying in that let go card, letting go of old past stories, this connection is going to go even deeper for some of you. Like, you thought you knew this person and they thought they knew you, and you're going to see like an even different aspect of their heart and depth to their being. Okay, and then we have the 6 of Cups in reverse and the 6 of Swords. Now, 6 is usually a representation of harmony and bringing Gidget. Well, Gidget agrees, guys. Sorry. She's my little mystic. She loves reading with me. So, yeah, not overshadowing your mind with emotion. Being clear on, what your intellectual desires are. That's going to set you free. Not being clouded by, I'm hearing shadow figures, not being clouded by shadows of the past. Allowing yourself the freedom to let go of old stories and create new growth, create new insight, new introspection. And then, yeah, we have the 6 of Swords here. Like I was saying, being able to find freedom in your intellect, no longer being stuck in crashing waves, but flying free, flying into the unknown, into the places that you've always wanted to explore. Gidget agrees. She wants to go fly with them. Are you going to help me read this? Okay. All right, pile number 3. I'm going to leave this here. That is your reading. Comment down below. Let me know how this resonated for you. I'd love to hear all about it. And yeah, I'm excited for you. This is going to be it's going to be kind of a psychedelic sort of trip year for you guys, and not in the literal sense, in the sense of you're kind of just going to be like, wait, what is this reality? You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna pull one last card for you guys because they're yelling at me. So let's pull one zodiac card for pile number 3 here. You want to help me pick it, Gidget? Can you pick one? No, no, you want to get down? Okay. All right, let's see. One more card for pile number 3. Really? Pluto, I'm telling you. We got double Pluto, but it's also number 22, which is cool. 22, repetition, angel numbers. That's partnership. That is 4, added together, it means it equals 4, which is stability. So finding stability in the instability and the transformation. Pluto is also ruled by, I forget actually who Pluto's ruled by, to be honest. I'm totally blanking right now, but the wings of transformation are upon you. And like I said, it's about to be a bit of a psychedelic type of trip where you're just like, what is reality? Like, gonna be really cool though, nonetheless. So I'm excited for you guys. I am gonna leave this here now. Thank you so much for letting me read you. I'm excited for your 2025. Can't wait to hear about it. And yeah, let me know down below how it goes. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks. Bye.